Hi everyone! I wanted to make a short video to welcome you to ENC 1101, Writing and Rhetoric 1, and also to get you oriented to start the class. I know a lot of you this is your first online class, and a lot of you this is your first class ever at FIU, so some of you may be wondering how to start, and that's what I want to explain here. So we are going to be doing the entire course through Blackboard. That is fiu.blackboard.com. You'll use your Gator link name and password to log in. That's your basically email address and the same password you use to log into your email to get into the Blackboard system. When you log into Blackboard, you'll find our class, you'll open our class, and then you'll see that our class under content is divided into 6 folders. You'll see content probably on your left, and make sure you're on that page, and then you'll see 6 folders: week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. When you open the folders, you'll see subfolders. So when you log into a Blackboard, log into our class, make sure you're on the content page, you'll see week 1. And if you open week 1, you'll see a Tuesday folder, a Thursday folder, and a Saturday folder. That's because every single week things are going to be due on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I know it's not the best thing ever to have things due on Saturdays, but unfortunately the nature of an online summer course is that something has to be worked on almost every single day of the week. This is to help you pace yourself and stay organized so that you're not always guessing when something is due or checking your planner over and over and over again to see when something's due. In this class, you'll know it's always due on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday. The quizzes within each subfolder will open the day before, meaning that I envision you working on this in sort of 48-hour chunks. In other words, starting Monday morning very, very early, you can work on the Tuesday folders. You can work all day Monday and all day Tuesday on all of the assignments that are due by Tuesday at midnight. So if you have it done on Monday, you can turn it in on Monday, but you're going to do it Tuesday by midnight. Wednesday, the Thursday folder will open and you can work all day Wednesday and all day Thursday on the Thursday folder, so on and so forth. Importantly, though, there will be certain assignments where if you get it done ahead of time, you're going to need to log back in to finish it up. For example, there are assignments where you have to post your answers and then you have to comment on someone else's answer. If you're the first one to get it done, it's great if you want to post it a little bit early, but you're going to need to log back in to comment on someone else's work after someone else has posted to get credit for the full assignment. But you know how the class is essentially divided and how it's going to work. Some Sundays you're going to get a little bit of a break. Some Sundays you might need to get a head start on what's due on Tuesday, which often might be like the big paper that you're working on. The key to success in this class is time management. I rarely have anyone fail because they couldn't do the work. More often than not, people fail the class because they didn't do the work or they didn't do it in time. So it's absolutely important that if you work or you've got other things going on that you set aside chunks of time. I tell students about 3 hours a day. There are going to be some days where you don't use anywhere near 3 hours, but there are going to be other days where you need the full 3 hours to do the work because you have to write papers. I'm going to be the one who's going to be responding to all your work. I'm going to be the one who's going to be answering your questions. You can always email me if you have a question. Please don't send the question through Blackboard messages. Instead, actually email me. So you're going to write me at jammeren@fiu.edu. Okay, and I will respond as quickly as I possibly can. If at any point I can't explain to you what I want to explain to you and it's not making sense in writing, we can always set up a Skype a Skype meeting, and or if really necessary, we can find some place to meet. I usually can answer your questions in email or Skype, but we can work something out if we have to. All right, and then besides knowing that there's 6 folders, oh, and by the way, those folders won't open till they need to be open. So during week 1, you won't be able to see week 2, week 3, whatever, but you can see what's going to be done on the syllabus. It's all laid out. But during week 1, you can only see the stuff that's in week 1 folder. Besides understanding how that works, I just wanted to give you a brief overview that there's basically 4 kinds of assignments in the class. The first one is reading quizzes. You do need the book for this class, but a benefit of the book is, number one, all of the ENC 1101s are using this book, and number two, it's the same book that you're going to use in ENC 1102. So the book is not very expensive, but it's even better because you get to use it for 2 separate courses. You need the navy blue one. There's an orange one that's an old version. The page numbers have changed. Some of the chapters have been cut out. So you need to have the navy blue one. So your first kind of assignment is a quiz. And second kind of assignment is an activity or a discussion board. Those are basically homework assignments or things we would have done in class if this was not an online class. But you're going to do them on the discussion board, and then other people in the class can see your answers, and they will respond to you and you will respond to them. The third kind of assignment is called a writing task. When we're building up to a big paper, I'm going to ask you to turn in pieces of the paper into me ahead of time so I can just check in and make sure you're doing it right and give you feedback so that you can succeed. Writing tasks, only I can see what you post. And then the last one is the actual major paper. There's 4 in this class. The first one is due, the draft is due at the end of this first week. So you have a lot of work to do in this 6 weeks, but it can be done. It has been done. I don't think you'll feel like you're drowning, but it will have an adjustment period for those of you who are not used to online or not used to a 6-week course. So make sure that you set aside enough time to do the work. Please go onto Blackboard immediately and click around to make sure that you understand how the course is designed, and email me, of course, if you have any questions. Throughout the course, there will be videos for you to watch where I am going to explain concepts as best as I can to help you be oriented as you're working on the assignments. And the last thing I wanted to tell you is make sure you go online as soon as possible and take the practice quiz. There's this thing called a practice quiz that just makes sure that Blackboard is working with your computer. So you need to make sure you take that so that when you take your quizzes that are going to be graded, it's graded correctly. But please go on there, click around in week 1, make sure you understand how the class is organized. Know that the first set of assignments are due Tuesday by midnight, and that you should ask me questions right away if you have any. Welcome, and I hope we have a great summer together.